Trying to find a good camera angle to get in here with. Hope everybody is having a great July 4th. Let's try pivoting this around. There we go. Hopefully that will suit our needs for the evening. Let me turn on my microphone here. Forgot to do that. Sound should be better here in just a moment. Spider Gwen, what to do tonight? Adjusting my camera a little bit here. Oh. Having a nice tasty cold beverage because I like cold beverage. Just wait here for a few, see if anybody comes in. If you jump into the chat, please feel free to say hi. Thought I'd do a little painting tonight. I got to work on her feet. Get those finished up. The base is done, so I'm proud of that. It's been an extremely busy couple of weeks. So I've been having a hard time getting to this model as much as I would like to be. That being said, I'm going to set the base aside because this part is done. Let's see here. So is anyone here yet? Feel free to leave a comment, say hello. I need to turn my studio camera away from my workstation so it doesn't keep sending me notifications. Here we go. Put some tunes on. Something nice and relaxing. Now, I need to mask off the shoes to airbrush the or I could just hand paint the insides of it. I think that would go faster, and I think I would feel better about it. Where is my color? Here we are. Corvus Black. That's going to go in here where her shoes are at. Give this a nice little shake up. Room, it's probably going to be a little dead in here tonight. I'm assuming everybody's having their 4th of July celebrations, at least here in the States. There's some discoloration right here. I feel like I need to fix that with my airbrush here before I start working on this other part. So I'm going to load up a little bit of color here in my airbrush for the shoe. Hello, whoever just popped in. Leave a message in the chat section there so I can say hello to whoever's here. And I'm just going to run a teeny bit of airbrush cleaner through my airbrush to make sure it's spraying nice. Yeah, looks and sounds good. I got this little bit of color I mixed up the other day for her shoes, and it's looking a little worse for wear. I can probably give her a squirt of water and bring it back to life. So who's here? Hope whoever's here is having a fantastic 4th of July. I mean, I'm assuming if you're from another country, you're not celebrating American Independence Day, but out here, a lot of people are. And it's been... Fortunately, my cats and our dog are all pretty like, whatever, dude. So they're not really too tripping out about the fireworks or anything like that. Well, that didn't do what I wanted it to do. Cool. All right, so I'm going to clean that color out real quick here. Sorry for the airbrush and compressor noise. It'll stop in a second. So did I miss a chat from anybody? Got my live chat turned on. I don't see anything. Unless I did it wrong. I have this smart TV monitor here. Okay, so I think that turns it on. Okay, live chat is on. I think. Anyhow. All right, I think we're good with the airbrush for a moment. We gotta do some hand painting on these bad boys. So back to this Corvus Black. Find ourselves a nice paintbrush for that. That looks pretty nice. Never tried this. It's a Army Painter speed paintbrush. Here's my other glasses. What the hell is going on here? Did my internet freeze up again? Okay, well, definitely got some delay there going on. Sorry about that. Adjust my camera a little bit. Oh, that was a big one. Fireworks are going off like crazy right now out here. This is a nice brush, actually. This feels pretty good. It's a Army Painter speed paintbrush. I don't paint miniatures or anything, but I mean, I guess if you did, or even if you paint other shit like me, it's a nice brush. It came with a paint set that I bought. It's a speed paint set. And it came with a couple of brushes. Decent brush though, feels alright. Just going around and getting the edges here. And then I'm gonna start moving that down a little further here. Hey, what's going on, Jerry? Happy 4th to you as well, good sir. I think this year everybody's just kind of blowing shit up. I don't know. How was your day, Jerry? What'd you guys do? Anything special? Hopefully my internet isn't lagging like it did the other night. My wife isn't watching any shows or anything, so the bandwidth. Although I am transmitting via Wi-Fi instead of being hardlined in, so that could affect my internet speed. It is something that I am attempting to rectify as soon as possible because not only because of live streams, but just recording in general for my videos and stuff. I need to have better internet speed. We pay a good amount of money for our service, but it's not as fast as I would need it to be, or as I need it to be. Must go faster. I will be releasing a model for, or a video for this model when I'm done. I found out that in order to download videos that you've recorded live on YouTube, which I do, I don't use any other streaming services or anything like that to live stream and whatnot. But anyhow, apparently, in order to, well, yeah, I gotta find something like that around here myself, Jerry. We have Spectrum, otherwise known as Rectum, and let's just say, well, recently there was like some sabotage shit, or so they claimed. Somebody cut a wire, and there was a major internet outage out here. And ever since then, our internet has been crap. So I need to make them fix that. Oops. Dang it. Oh, I have to come back and fix that. It's all right. My friend Tom from the UK was supposed to drop in tonight while I was streaming. But I don't think he's in here right now. Tommy there? Say hello. Oh, yep. Sorry, my ADD. I get off track there. So downloading videos. Apparently, in order to download a video after you live streamed, you have to have YouTube Premium. So I guess that's another way YouTube gets creators to pay for their shit, for their service, which is fine, but kind of lame if you ask me. I mean, it's my content. I should be able to download it, but I guess that's part of the price you pay for being a YouTube creator or something. It's like, guys, I'm just trying to grow this channel. I'll get you money eventually. Make it a little easier for us creators to start getting monetized. That's a good clean line. Happy with that, I believe. I just gotta get that little bugger right there. I guess Tom didn't stop in yet. I was hoping he would drop in. You know, Jerry, you and I were talking about like friends we've made playing games over the years. Tom's one of my friends like that. Yeah, I would like to stream from my computer, but I keep my computer upstairs in the house because it's closest to the modem and the router, and I don't have it hardwired in, which I should. But yeah, I'm gonna have to see if Spectrum can like put another hard line down here in the studio so that I can wire up everything down here and just have Wi-Fi that much closer to my recording source, which for now is my iPad or my phone, and I typically only use my phone to record. I am trying to get a second iPhone right now, so I have another camera that I can film at the same time with, just to kind of bypass the whole YouTube Premium must have in order to download your own content. So, yeah. All right. That's good. I think I can clear coat that one. Yep, I'd say she's ready for some clear coat. And for that, I'm going to use that flat clear. This stuff. Hope I have another can of it here in the studio. Let me see. Gloss. God, how many fucking cans of gloss do I need? Oh, there's some flat. Okay, I do have a new can down here. I have like 15 cans of spray paint. Rattle can shot. All right, so I'm just gonna clear coat this bad boy real quick with this stuff, just to protect it for. Got to protect the next colors that go on. There we go. And now that I've done that, it'll be easier to clean up this spot. I kind of dry brush fix it. It's usually how I do stupid shit like that. just set this aside over here. Where's my little spot? All right, that'll work. So what's everybody doing? Having a beer? I'll have a beer with you guys. I don't think I can show the can or something, but that's the beer I'm having. I'm also smoking a little bit, cigarettes and the other. It clearly states on my channel that it's the videos I make are not made for kids. So I'm sure there's another way I can get in trouble or something though. I don't know. All right. I gotta do this stupid shoe. Same way. This is like tedious, boring crap that I have to do on these shoes. So I'm doing them first. Heineken, yeah, I like green beers too. As far as Foster's, I prefer the green can, which used to be called the bitters. If you've ever been a Foster's person or familiar with it, but it was called bitters. And I think it has, don't quote me on this, but I think it has something to do with the brewing or the fact that they brew it in the United States now. Alcohol laws, what they're allowed to call beers and certain things. They can't call it bitters because it's brewed in the United States. If it's brewed in Australia, they can call it bitters. Anyways, out here, the green can Foster's is they call it premium ale, and I do prefer that that version of it just because it's a little hoppier, but it's not like an IPA or anything. But it's a little hoppier and just a little tastier. I gotta switch over my other glasses, so I'm gonna sound a little far away for a moment because I'm blind up close. So who else is in here? We got Jerry. Jerry and who else? Tom, are you in here? Yeah, for me, I'm pretty sure a lot of it has to do with sun damage, Jerry. I'm with you there. I've been staring into a swimming pool for the last 25 years. That's what I do for work. That's my day job. I drive around and play with water and listen to music all day, basically. But I think the good old not wearing my sunglasses enough and drawing and painting, up close. Sit in front of a TV playing video games for hours on end. I'm sure that's all contributed to my shitty up close vision. But I can still paint. That's cool. I still got it. I just gotta wear. I gotta wear glasses for it. This is about. I'm holding this about 8 inches from my face, too. So. Normally, I wouldn't be suspending my work like this. I'm only working this way for the camera because it's just easier. Easier for me to see the chat and work at the same time. So here I'm just kind of using the light to, for anyone who might not be following why I'm painting like this or whatever, I'm loading the brush up pretty heavy with paint and using all that paint fully loaded in the brush to move the paint around and cover up the brush lines. And as I move the paint around, you can see there's been less and less paint on the brush because it's drying at the same time I'm moving it around. And you kind of just do that until it blends in. The brush also gets more and more dry as you move the paint around. By the time you've worked it around correctly, you can see I'm kind of using like half moon strokes. Once you've moved it around correctly and got that paint to dry as you're working with it, the brush lines are non-existent. That's good. Oh, take another swig. Let's take another swig, huh? I'm gonna stretch out for a second here. Say hi to peeps. I see we've got a few more viewers in. Thanks for stopping in, everyone. And no matter where you are on the planet, I hope you're having an awesome July 4th. Or if you're in the UK or other parts of that are halfway around the world, it might be tomorrow. So happy 5th to those of you who are in those time zones. But anyways, who's here? Thank you for the like, and please subscribe to the channel too if you haven't already. Oh, thanks, Mike. Appreciate you, man. What'd you do for the 4th today? It's still going off here. Oh, yeah, I guess it would be, Jerry. Yeah. Nothing. I'm a little jealous, man, to be honest. All I wanted to do was today was stay home and live stream, just chill out. Yeah, same, dude. Same. My company finally realized they didn't want our most homeowners didn't want any of our technicians in their backyard hospitality. Yeah, so you're in the service industry as well. Um, that's what I do. I drive around and play with water and listen to music all day. I'm a pool guy. Professional artist by night, pool guy by day. Yeah, but anyhow, we did not do nothing today, unfortunately. Um, my wife wanted to go hang out and play pool at the local pub, so that's what we did. I do enjoy playing pool very much, and the place we go is there's a lot of really good shooters there, and it's always and they're all friends of ours, so it was a good time, and I played really well today, so it's always nice to go home when you've had a good day on the table. And then my wife was pretty tired because she woke up super early. Oh, gotta put my other glasses on. My wife was super tired, so she is asleep upstairs, as far as I know. Otherwise, she's watching TV now. She takes little quick naps and then she'll wake up and go have a snack or something. Oops. I overbrushed a little bit right there. It's all right. I'll have to go back and fix it. Didn't think I'd get through these shoes completely unscathed. You're new to this hobby yourself. Which part of it? The 3D printing aspect, or the act of painting them? Another question to tie in with that too is: were you a collector before? Like, did you collect statues and like anything from, we'll just use sideshow collectibles for example. Like, did you collect any models like that before? I did not. Nice. So are you still running just FDM printing, or are you doing SLA now? Yeah, same. I had a few friends that collected them, and I was always astounded at the price they would pay for them. And it's funny now that I do this, um, I completely understand the pricing behind it. I've honestly been really lagging on this model. I haven't worked on it as much or as often as I should be or have wanted to. Yeah, that's definitely something to be concerned about. Um, my studio, where I'm painting now, and where I do all my F- SLA printing and everything, I'm very fortunate to have a garage downstairs from our house. Hey, what's up, Fusion? Thanks for popping in, man. Hi, hi, hi. Happy 4th of July. But I started off with FDM myself, and oh yeah, so I started off with FDM myself, and then basically once I had printed a couple of figures, I did like a Cad Bane model, Star Wars character, and then I did the Rancor monster, also from Star Wars, and those were like two of the, besides the dinosaur skulls and some other shit I did. Those were two models that I took a serious approach to painting them and making them look as dope as possible, without a better way to put it. And I I was really irritated with the amount of sanding and just post prep stuff I had to go through, and decided that it was time to make the jump to yeah, exactly. I just decided that it was time to make the jump to set up a studio downstairs in the garage where I could set up a paint booth, which is what we're looking at now. And then I invested in SLA printing, started doing my research on that, um, did all the extra special precautions. Um, Mike, have you seen my video that about the studio tour, where I kind of just show everybody around the studio? Yeah, no, limited room is completely understandable. It's not even so much the space either, it's really just the ventilating. Oh, okay. Thank you, man. I appreciate you checking that video out. Please feel free to comment on anything too. If you ever have questions, I'm very active about getting back to people if someone needs advice or anything. I asked about the studio tour video because I can, once I paint this little fucking triangle here, I'll show you guys the studio real quick and show you what I've got going on in here right now. Got got some very small projects and some very large projects. Nice. Well, if you do it on your channel, man, be sure to that's dope, Jerry. That's one way to do it. I mean, whatever works. Where there's a will, there's a way. You're gonna find a way, Mr. Brown. You will find a way to get yourself SLA printing. I promise. I see it in your future. I feel it. You're gonna make it happen. Okay. I think I'm pretty satisfied with that for the moment. Go ahead and clear coat that, and then once that's done, I'll put my chest attachment on my camera and give you guys a little studio tour. Or I'll just, actually, I got my Osmo out here. I can just use that. You know what? I might still have just enough paint in here. Feels like it. Cool. And we let that dry for a few. Get a little attachment theme jigger. Cool. Stash that somewhere. There we go. Okay, cool. So put my microphone back on. Oh, hey, Mike, thank you for the subscription, man. I really appreciate you, bro. Thank you, thank you. All right, so where's my Osmo at? Yeah, it's over here. Ah, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not gonna even use that thing. Yeah, that's the trick, Jerry. You gotta just fucking get it first, and then figure the rest out, which is exactly what I did. And I'm gonna show you how I did that. Bear with me here, guys. So I got the resin printer, which is in here, and there's some. So back when I had the FDM printer, my wife was, well, we were both naturally concerned about fumes and stuff like that. I only printed in PLA, so didn't end up having to really worry about that. But I bought this fireproof box for the FDM printer, and it fit in there great. So when I got the SLA printing, and I got into that, this came out, this was perfect for it. So I got this little fan in here. I figured out, okay, it's got ventilation ducts. So I found this fan on Amazon for like 20 bucks. And this thing kicks ass. So I hooked up the fan to a smart dot, which is back here. I can turn this on with my phone and everything too. Oh, there's my little spider buddy right there. He hangs out in the studio with me. Okay, but anyhow, this is the ducting fan. So just to demonstrate how well it works. Oh, and by the way, I ran the ducting up behind my monitor and then down to the vent on the garage. And then I tape the other part of the vent shut. So that way it's guaranteed that the air goes out. So when I close this thing up, and I'm actually printing right now, my printer's not doing anything, but watch watch how it sucks in. You can see it pulling in. And it's got a nice curve to it now. So this is the intake, and then I've got a computer fan up here. So the computer fan blows air down. This is where I dry parts. Okay, and then any of the fumes, well, not any, but some of the fumes will get blown down and out. So I'm drying and venting at the same time. And once it's dry and cured, it sits over here until it's ready for paint, or any one of these number of boxes and shit up here as well. So that's kind of like my process. It starts here in the resin printer, and then dry. Curing station is down here. Because it's in a garage, I keep it in a tub. Or I shouldn't say curing station. This is the wash station. This is the curing / wash station. But anyways, dry, print, dry, ready, rinse, and then so on and so forth. Cure, and then up on the shelf, ready for paint. Because I'm in a garage, I figured out to put it in a tub, IPA in a tub, and then I can cover it. Sunlight gets onto it. Because the sun will shine through the garage. The resin that's in your IPA that you've rinsed off is going to, it can be exposed. So you want to have that protected. Plus, it just keeps drippings and stuff kind of safe and secure as much as possible. And then I've got back here is like old resin and IPA that I'm decanting. I'll put old IPA in here, and then I decant it into there. So, and then I recycle it back to the bin. It's just kind of like a 3 or 4 stage process. So that's what's going on. And then, so after I finish Spider Gwen here, just to recap for you, Brian, after I finish Spider Gwen, I'm doing this one for my father-in-law. This is Grogu, obviously. And as soon as I'm done with Grogu, if I don't have another commission jump in line or anything like that, I'm going to start working on Obi-Wan Kenobi rides Boga. This was done by SW3D Studios. It is the largest model they've ever printed, and the largest one, or the largest one they've ever made, and definitely the largest one I've ever fucking printed. This is just the base for it. This is my hand on the base. This is just the rear end of Boga, the creature from Revenge of the Sith that you see Obi-Wan Kenobi go after General Grievous in. Shit, right now, I mean, it's as long as my arm. I don't have super long arms, but I'd say it's a good couple of feet. Let's see here. So, yeah, I mean, just the tail alone is about 2 feet long so far. I've still got to put the rear legs on it and then move up and do the front body and everything. I mean, here's the legs and the feet. That's one of the feet in my hand. I mean, she's huge. But anyhow, my plan is there's all these little antenna and stuff in here. And I'm going to be drilling through some of them. Yeah, this thing's nuts. I'm going to be drilling through some of the antenna and everything and putting little lights inside of them and stuff that, blinking red, green, blue lights here and there. And then there's some radar dishes and shit that go into this thing, and I'm gonna turn one of these into a button, and the wire's gonna come through here and be routed out down somewhere. But anyhow, when you hit the button, Obi-Wan Kenobi's lightsaber is going to ignite, and it will also. This is Obi-Wan's lightsaber. I'm going to reprint this in clear and hollow it out, and there's going to be an LED tube that goes up in here. So his lightsaber will ignite, and then I've got a soundboard that I ordered, and I'm going to record the scene where Obi-Wan gets on top of Boga and starts riding him, chasing General Grievous, and you can hear Boga going, "Ah!" Whatever little sound she makes. But that's all going to go down with that model. And yes, it is absolutely fucking massive. Definitely the biggest 3D print project I've ever done. It took 12 bottles of resin to print. Took me about 3.5 weeks to print all the parts, and all of the parts consist of 105 separate pieces that I'm going to have to fill in gaps, make a stamp for the skin, and holy shit, this is such a huge undertaking. But I'll be doing a lot of live stream work on that. Sorry, my arm's getting tired holding my phone. I'm going to be doing a lot of live stream work with this one, and it's going to be a journey. I'll say that. Get those out of the way here. Yeah, I'll be doing some live stream for it, but I'll also be condensing it all down to like I'm guessing it's gonna probably have to be a good 35 to 45 minute video, but it'll have chapters so people can skip ahead to parts they want to see and all that stuff. But the lighting is the scariest part for me because I've never done any type of lighting. Oh, this looks much nicer now that it's been clear coated. I've never done any type of lighting before like that, so I have to learn. I'm going to be, well, I am teaching myself how to wire LEDs and get that all fixed to the soundboard and the lights. Like everything's got to turn on at the same time. So that's the fun in learning that part. So now I'm going to do just a quick patch job on a couple of spots that I screwed up on a little bit. Oops. Splashed a little paint on her shoe there, but that's an easy fix. And that's why we clear coated it first, in case a little screw up like that happens. I need my other glasses. It's just not working. I keep putting them away like I can actually see what I'm doing. that was a good one. Can you guys hear the fireworks going off out there? It is going off. Just check. Oh, yeah, this is that spot back here I had to fix. This paint is very, very thin, so I'll be kind of manipulating it in a way to cover up that little mistake I made. Kind of camouflage sound in there. Yeah, it'll be going off here till probably around midnight. We're in Southern California, about an hour north of LA is the best way I could put it. So it's not a very big, we're not in a very big city, but people are pretty rambunctious around here to put it lightly. Which is fine, as long as people are being safe and not being fucking knuckleheads, like cool. Oh, you're in Florida. Oh, it's late for you, man. For the next week. Yeah, it's kind of like that here too. Once these little fixes dry, I'm gonna spray some shadow onto these shoes and call them good. Yeah, I feel you, Jerry. I mean, it's kind of quiet. It's relatively quiet here too, and I think I'm trying to think of the best way to put this. I feel like a good portion of the population wasn't in the mood to have fireworks this year or something. I'm sure you catch my drift. Here we go. Those are looking good. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I'd be one of them. Uh, like I was saying earlier, I would have been perfectly content to just stay home and barbecue some burgers. I wouldn't be doing. I would have been doing it for just to barbecue though. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Oops, bought my light. So a little bit of shadow is what we need in these shoes now. So I'm gonna be shooting using my airbrush from the bottom up to add a little shade here and there to the shoes. And then once that's done, I may actually do a little very light dry brushing to lift up some of these edges. Not sure yet. I have to see how I feel about it when I get to that point. The technique I need to use always speaks to me when I need it, not when I'm trying to plan for it. If that makes any sense. All right, microphone's getting a little closer here. So who else is in here tonight? Again, I would like to thank everyone for stopping in and hanging out. Happy 4th and 5th of July to everyone. All of a sudden, like, 4 other people just dropped out. That's cool. Anyways, for some of you that may watch this after I publish it and I'm not live, I am the 3D painter, aka Ron. This is not my day job, but I would like it to be. So please like and subscribe and hit those bell notifications. Pretty please, with the cherry on top. That way you're notified when I release new content. I've got some sponsored stuff coming up. This video for Spider Gwen is being made in partnership with a group called Hobby Link International. Really awesome people over there. Kenny is just Kenny's an amazing human being. I highly recommend checking out their channel. Again, it's Hobby Link International, and yeah, give them a good like and subscribe. Check out their videos. They've got some cool merchandise. Um, they just recently split off into something else that I can't remember. I'm not going to try and waste your time trying to remember it. But anyways, Hobby Link International. Give them a like and subscribe. And when Spider Gwen's done here, hopefully you can enter into the contest and possibly win this model, because she will be given away. So here, using Drakenhof Nightshade to do some shading on the shoes. Since she's kind of she's on her tiptoes on the base, and she needs a little shadow in there. So this is Drakenhof Nightshade. And I'm just going to give her a really light spray job. I don't know if you can see how that's working. See, I don't know if you can see on camera, just adding some very light shading to the bend in her foot there. The PSI I'm running at right now, good question, Brian, is 20 PSI. In fact, I'll show you the compressor I use. It's made by No Name, who is, I guess they're an affiliate, or they are part of a company called Spray Gunner. So this is my compressor. It's just a basic tank compressor. Sorry, it's a little dusty, but that's what I get for having my studio in the garage. And air pressure's right about 20. When I'm spraying, the tank holds pretty steady right around 20. I'll show you the differential right now. So that's when I'm holding the trigger down, not spraying. Full spray. So it's basically going to like 19 and a half at the least. But yeah, pretty much keeping it at 20. Um, Depending on the color you're using too, that can change. This being uh, this is a shade paint by Citadel. It's pretty viscous. It's watery. Um, so I don't even I'm not using any water with it right now or anything. This is straight out of the pot. And I'm gonna do the same thing with the straps here. Hold them at an angle so that the shadows are obviously underneath where the light would be striking the shoes. And that'll give the straps, it'll naturally give them a little more definition. I don't know if you can see that, but it's definitely bringing some more life to the shoe. Sorry about the shaky camera there. All right, I'm gonna call that shoe good. Set that aside and just basically repeat that process with this shoe. And we're spitting. Wonderful. So I don't know if you saw that. My airbrush spit a little bit. That was my own fault for not spraying out first. But because I clear coated these shoes before I started airbrushing the next layer on there, I was able to just take a Q-tip with some distilled water on it and fix that real quick. I'm just checking to see how the light's playing on the shadows. like that. All right. Oh, now I'm going to do a little mock-up test here. Let's see how they look on the base. Just checking shadow and continuity. I think this one goes like that. Like that. Little spot on her shoe here I'm not digging on. Oops. That's what I was afraid of. That's what I was afraid of. It's alright. Easy fix. Drop of water in there. Yeah, it is late for you, Gary. And thanks for hanging out for a while. This is kind of a boring part right now anyway. You ain't missing much. I might be wrapping it up pretty soon myself. Maybe. I don't know. But have a good night, Jerry. Thank you very much for stopping in, man. Always a pleasure to have you here. Faux show. All right. I would say I'm happy. Yeah, good night, Jerry. Thank you again, man. Really appreciate you. I would say I'm pretty happy with the shoes for now. A little, some very light touching up on the shadow for the airbrushing part, but that's easy to go, easy to do. Let's take a look at the rest of it here. See how she's looking. There we go. Yeah, looking all right. We are getting somewhere. So next up, she's got some white elements here in her costume that I'm gonna start hitting, and then I think her hands are all black. I'll show you the reference photo I'm going by. And then she's got some like magenta. It's like magenta and green, like the same green as her shoes for the spider webs. Pretty interesting how they did her costume. So this is the reference. So she's got, you can see those white elements kind of come down here to her backside and everything. And then these magenta elements, it's like magenta, and then the webbing is like blue. It's the same in her hood. I've got, let's see. So like that. Oops. Let me bring that back up. It's like her head's got that, her hood's got that magenta element. You know, with the webbing. The webbing's all blue. It's hard to see in the picture. I guess they could be silver. But anyhow, I'm going to do the magenta part. I'm going to do it metallic first, like a silver. And then I'm going to spray the magenta over that. So it gives it kind of an iridescent effect. It's going to look pretty sweet. And then, yeah, all the webbing and stuff is going to be the same color as her shoes. I thought that would look pretty cool. And the head that I'm going to use for her is going to be, she's going to be really fun portrait to do, because she's, not only did Abe3D do a really great job with the STL, um, but Kenny did a fantastic job printing it. So there's some really good detail to work with in here. And her face, you know, like Abe3D does great. You know, the eyelashes, those are going to be nice and easy to paint. They positioned her eyeballs already, so those will be nice and easy. Her hair comes off, so it's going to be nice and easy to do the hair. I don't worry about the support bumps or anything because they're going to be inside the hood. But yeah, she's going to be a really easy, fun portrait to do. This is the only skin on the whole model, which is nice. It looks like you could have skin up here, but no, that's all skin tight costume. So yeah, this is the only skin I have to play with on the whole model, which will be nice. And I gotta say this for Abe3D. Look at the seams. I mean, these keys are beautiful. I mean, fits like a glove. Just, phew. Doesn't get any better than that. So yeah, I get to paint her separately along with her hair and put her together. So that'll be nice. And then the inside of the hood's also got the webbing and everything. So I'll paint that first. And then we'll have to carefully get her face in there. it's tricky to find the right spot. Yeah, there it is. And then that goes obviously up here. She's like holding her hood. Let me see here. Readjust. So that's her pose. So yeah, tomorrow I'm going to be working on the white elements of her costume. I'm going to be doing some highlighting on the costume as well, on her legs and then her back to bring out these wrinkles and stuff here. Um, that way, it actually looks like it's just a skin tight costume. So there's some fun details to put in there. And yeah, gonna be working on all these other elements. Do a little bit of dry brushing here to bring some highlights out on the chest and the um, what's the word I'm looking for? For sternum, on the sternum there. She's got some good muscle definition. We're gonna bring all that out with dry brushing on the doing just really fine, light dry brushing, like like powdering almost to bring that musculature and the definition with her clavicles here and everything too. So yeah, there's some nice musculature here on her back that you can see from the zenithal highlight I did. So there's some